Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here on this December 7th on the Sam channel, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. We picked up a little bit of rain, and we're still getting some rain this morning, according to the radar. As you can see, we're kind of in that in-between section with the cold front back to our west, warm front out to our east, and we're in that sector that is really getting the moisture in here. Lots of warm air, lots of moisture, and this is going to continue to spread showers across the area this morning. A lot of this will begin to taper off once the cold front comes on through, which is going to be probably mid-morning to late morning, midday, depending on where you are, sooner to the west, a little bit later to the east. I've got lightning detection turned on. I'm just not seeing that much in the way of lightning or hearing any thunder. I think maybe overnight I heard one rumble of thunder, and that was about it. There's just not a lot of activity as far as that's concerned going on. But there's plenty of rain, and some of it, as you see here, just to the east of Bowling Green, is coming down pretty good. Places like Metcalf, Adair, Cumberland, Allen, even parts of the Tompkinsville, Monroe County area, then down into the Cumberland Plateau. That's where some of the heaviest downpours are occurring this morning, but nothing too serious. Certainly no severe weather or anything like that. So once this front comes on through, as you can see back behind it, everything just kind of tapers off, and that's what's expected here as we go through the morning. But we're not done with the rain yet, not by a long shot. We still have several more waves of rain still to come over the next couple of days here. So flooding, don't think that's going to be a big deal. The way it's moving in and moving out is going to keep us, I think, from seeing any kind of flooding issues. Okay, here's the next 10 days up front, starting with today, again, back into the mid 60s. We hit a high of 68 yesterday at the Bowling Green Airport. 68. We should be at 52 on average. Of course, that's a 16-degree difference. So it felt good. It really did feel good. It got warmer even as we got into the evening hours. And that 68 degrees, by the way, was settled at right at midnight last night and early this morning. That's the warmest that it was for the day yesterday, December 6th. That was the warmest hour, was just before midnight, early this morning, late last night. Here we go into Thursday and Friday, still in the 60s, still warm, and still a bit unsettled. It's not until we get a cold front in here early Saturday morning that we start to see a decline in temperature, but this is actually where we should be for this time of the year for temperatures, which is low to mid 50s. Then we see another warm up by Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. Then we start to see much colder air coming in by the end of next week, as temperatures will only be in the 40s and lows will crash into the 20s. Yes, you know it's coming. Eventually, it's going to come. The cold air, the winter season is just about on us, just like Christmas. 3 days before Christmas is actually the first day of winter. So there you go. All right, let's take a look at the here and now as of 4:57, almost 5 a.m. on this Wednesday morning. Here's a look at the Kentucky Mesonet Network temperatures. Everybody in the balmy 60s, except for Eastern Kentucky, where the cold front is starting to push in now. I'm starting to see some low 50s gradually moving in. This is slow. It's going to be slow. I don't think it's going to be a rapid fall in temperature, but eventually we're going to fall back a little bit more into the 50s as we go through the afternoon and evening hours. But everybody's staying pretty well warm this morning. Let's check rainfall amounts. And oh yeah, there were some pretty good rainfall amounts last night. And again, um, actually, this takes in the last 24 hours. A lot of it centered around southern Kentucky. As you can see, Monroe County, no, Allen County, Scottsville, 1.87. There's Monroe County with 1.89. Near Tompkinsville, there's 1.63 inches of rain past 24 hours in Burkesville, and so forth and so on. Then you see lighter amounts. Let's go up here to Taylor County, Campbellsville, an inch and a third. We picked up anywhere from almost 8/10 of an inch of rain to the north of Warren County or northern Warren County up near the Corvette plant to about a half inch down on the toward the Ag Expo Center, an inch and 28 hundredths. That's in Logan County, I believe. It's not letting me click. There we go. Yes, Russellville. And then up toward Morgantown. How about an inch and a half plus? So some of you picked up some really good 1 inch plus. Oh, did you see that? That just changed to 2 inches even down in Tompkinsville. That's because you're getting rain right now. A lot of these places east of us is still getting rain. And in real time, we're seeing some of these numbers continue to climb. Like we just saw Monroe County jump to 2 inches of rainfall. So, yeah, it's the rain is still coming down for a lot of you east of Bowling Green, as we showed you right there on the radar. So, yeah, you're going to add to whatever totals you've been looking at for the past 24 hours. You're going to add to that just a little bit more. Okay, let's take a look at future temperatures. Here we go into the 60s. That's where we're going to stay, it looks like, for a better part of the day. I don't see much change in temperature, although as that front sneaks in here, notice we do tick down a little bit from the mid 60s this morning, maybe to this is going to be kind of like yesterday, where we just kind of stayed in the 60s. Even overnight, we sort of stayed in the 60s and even climbed. This is going to level off. We're going to stay in the 60s much of the day into the afternoon. Then we'll start to see a drop in temperature late tonight, early tomorrow morning as the cold front comes through. But it's not going to get cold. It's only going to get into the low 50s, 51, 52, 53. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of wholesale change going on. And then tomorrow we're just going to jump right back into the 60s. Here we go, climbing again to about 62, 63 to 64. So there's not a whole lot of change in temperature going on yet. That's going to come down the road, but it's going to stay warm. So on a short sleeve shirt this morning, it feels, to me, it feels really good. Now, when it's raining, of course, you want to have a jacket or something on, but otherwise, it feels pretty nice, especially for the beginning of December. All right, here's a look at the current radar, future radar as well. This is the current picture where we're seeing the majority of the rain. Now, I-65 east over the Cumberland Plateau and southeastern Kentucky. I think as we go through the morning, we're going to continue to see these showers kind of wane off just a little bit, not completely go away. There's still going to be that chance of another surge of rain. You see it there just south of Nashville. I think it will actually include the Bowling Green area, even though it's not really painted in all that much. So I'm going to keep rain in the forecast today, mainly this morning to midday. Afternoon, mainly cloudy with some drizzle, maybe a passing shower. Cloudy tonight with these drifting showers. And then as we get into Thursday, rain is going to take over once again, as you see here, throughout the day. Periods of rain. Some of the rain could be heavy at times, and we could pick up another half inch of rain on top of what we've already picked up And for those of you that have picked up over an inch of rain, you're going to get a lot more. And there's finally the shut off, which is going to happen sometime Thursday night into Friday morning. And then most of this will move away as this next cold front comes through and shuts everything off temporarily. Because there's going to be more waves of rain that are going to come in as we head into the weekend. Yeah, I know. It's just like it's a very unsettled pattern. It doesn't want to go away, that's for sure. Here's a look at projected rainfall, and this will take us all the way through what, Monday? Let me see here. Scroll up. Yes, Monday. So there we are in the light blue to magenta, and inch and a quarter, inch and a half, in addition to what we've already picked up. At the airport before midnight, 1900ths of an inch of rain. That's not much, but as you saw on the Mesonet map, some of you have picked up well over an inch of rain. But in addition to that, you may take on another inch to inch and a half between now and Monday. That's not enough to, prompt any flooding issues, but it's going to be a nice drink of water, and this will help the drought situation, which is still in a severe category thanks to the very dry late summer and early fall that we had. All right, here's a look at the maps. And you can see the front slipping through here, just a log jam of systems going on here. The front will begin to pass through later on, about midday to late afternoon and this evening, shutting off the rain temporarily. And then we get this front will dive south, then lock up again, waiting on this next wave of low pressure to ride along the front. So it's going to push it back to the north as a warm front and then come back through as a cold front. This one is going to begin to disintegrate a bit. So here we go into this afternoon. Notice there it disintegrates, that front, but this one is still the main player. So it goes south of us, keeps the rain in the Tennessee Valley, but then it will return north as a warm front. That's what's going to keep us in the 60s. Here we go into Thursday midday. Here comes more rain. See, it's now in a warm front position to the south of us. Wave of low pressure. It's going to kick that moisture back into southern Kentucky. So here we go again. Rinse and repeat. Friday, here we go. Finally shutting off for a while. But then this thing starts all over again. There's another low pressure, another stalled front to the south. This is Saturday. We do get a break on Saturday with a slight chance of showers late. And then here comes a trough, short wave extending from that low in the Gulf. And that's going to, like a straw, it's going to suck in all the moisture. And there we go. Look how much of the country is going to be unsettled. This is Monday. Look at all the rain, thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast. And then you see snow. Look at all the snow coverage in the Rockies and the northern plains, upper Midwest. And there we are in the Tuesday. Now, look at how big this system is and how tight these wind gradients, pressure gradients are. Look how windy it's going to be for us as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. And notice this system already has what we call a negative tilt. That's where the fronts out ahead of it start to wind back into itself. It becomes what we call occluded. That's where it's just that low is just wrapping itself around itself. It gets so wound up and so deep. That's a very deep low pressure system. This could be your heads up for next Tuesday, Wednesday for rough weather. When you get this classic of a look of a system, it's kind of a heads up to us that do forecasting and follow weather that this could be something big. So that's not to say it will, but this has all the classic markings of a major storm Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. And I know what you're thinking already. You know, December 10th and 11th coming up here in a day or two. This is December 13th that I showed you. I know. We'll just have to, I'll keep an eye on it. Okay. We'll all keep an eye on it. Not just me, but we'll all keep an eye on it. That's the way it ought to be. So anyway, there you go. That's a look at the forecast. The rain this morning, then it should be over, nice and warm for a while, and then more rain coming in for tomorrow. All right, I'm headed to the radio station, Sam 100.7. Be there for the morning show. I hope you tune in as well. In the meantime, God bless you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the radio.